Up early, drink my coffee, and just locked in. I gotta say that the last couple Nintendo Direct partner showcases, just to me, haven't been that entertaining. But this one,
What?
my two
What
favorite
you
things in the
talking,
entire
bruh?
universe
What
are
you
Resident
talking,
Evil
bruh?
and Final Fantasy.
And those were the games that were shown because for some reason you were sure hyped up when these games was dropping on PlayStation 5. Ooh, yummy. We got Final Fantasy Rebirth. And now that that game is going to the Nintendo Switch 2, you got a problem with it, man. You know, oh yeah, my favorite games is Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. The two games that they showed at the Direct. The two games that you played. Well, you're going to play with Resident Evil 9. I mean, what are you talking about, man? This was far better than what PlayStation has ever shown in their lousy showcase, and you was out here hating.
And not only do we have both a Resident Evil game and a Final Fantasy game, they both look incredibly good. But other than that, this was a pretty boring showcase.
What?
I'm not going to give it a lower rating as some of the other ones. This one definitely wasn't like a 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10, but it was not great.
You can't be serious, man. You know, there was a few games that I thought Nintendo weren't even going to get. Oblivion. I mean, Fallout 4, yeah. I mean, there was a few games I'm like, oh, snap, they popping up. Indiana Jones? What? I mean, you can't. Listen, man, I know I be bashing Nintendo for certain things, but come on, man. You know, I just find it ironic that the same games that you claimed that was exclusive, Rebirth, is now popping up on the Switch too, and all of a sudden, Mr. Dreamcast guy can't get excited about it because they're old games, you know? I played these games already. Well, that's funny because you're hyped up for Xbox games that happen to be old, dropping on your console saying that Xbox sucks, but yet you're playing Xbox games on PS. You see how this doesn't make any sense? Because you guys want to say, oh, well, I played those games. They old, Oblivion, this, and that, Indiana Jones. And they were old when they dropped on PlayStation 5. Indiana Jones wasn't on PS5 for 6 months, and then all of a sudden it's a great game. Oh, look at that. It's amazing. Avowed is trash, but yet I'm going to pick it up for my PlayStation 5 Pro with enhancements. I mean, I'm going to be honest, man. You know, I get it. All fanboys are bad, but I'm starting to think that PlayStation fanboys are by far some of the worst group of gamers that I can't even call them gamers. What am I talking about, Gamester? They don't even play games. All you guys do is complain. Oh, look at that. I mean, because when these games was exclusive, then all of a sudden it was the greatest game in the world. Now Rebirth is just an ordinary showcase, even though you said your favorite games is Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. Drop it on the Switch 2 in portable form, and you got a problem. I guess he would rather play it through his portal streaming. You can't make this up, people.
It just showed a bunch of anime games that are out. Now, maybe you like all these anime games. I really don't. I don't know what Kyoto Xanadu is. I don't know much about Grand Blue Fantasy. I'm sure these games are great.
Yeah, you sure knew about it when it was a PlayStation exclusive. Now that game's dropping on the Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, now all of a sudden the Dreamcast guy don't know what these games are, too.
But I'm just not in the mood for that, right? So, this was an interesting showcase in general.
Oh!
Because there wasn't really any surprises in the typical sense. A lot of people kind of expected, because, you know, it's the 40th anniversary of Zelda, somebody thought we'd get Twilight Princess or something.
On a third party... Why would you expect something like that when it's a direct for third party? Bro, you listen, man, I get it. I mean, yo, come on, man. The grift just keeps on grifting.
Right? This was very, very safe presentation.
Safe?
Hey, even more Bethesda ports. Yay, Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh, but you love those Bethesda ports when they came to PlayStation, though. Oh, you sure love those Xbox ports when they came to PlayStation, though. You wasn't out here saying that those was old games. Matter of fact, you was hyping up, oh, that Halo campaign, Evolved, Gears of War Reloaded, everybody losing everything. You were hyping up these old Sea of Thieves. You was hyping up these old games, Forza Horizon 5. Y'all were hyping up these games coming to PlayStation, and all of a sudden, Nintendo gamers can't get excited for the same games that you was hyped for when they came to PlayStation? That is hypocrisy at its finest.
I mean, I think I played about 45 hours of that on PS5 last year and about 10 hours of it on Xbox. as much as I love Oblivion, I'm probably not buying this again. Oh yeah, Fallout 4 Anniversary
Wow.
Edition.
Look at
Yeah,
when these
anybody knows
games are coming out, man. Now, mind you, I don't think it's crazy. Like, this is not going to make me want to buy a Switch. But for anybody that currently has a Switch too, you do have a lot of good games offered to you. You do. I'm not going to sit there and downplay that. You know, guys, I be bashing Nintendo. But like I said, I bashed them legitimately. I don't need to go as far to say that the Direct was terrible because these are games that I played already. Now, mind you, this is not going to get me to want to buy a Switch 2. Just saying, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, Microsoft's looking at this as an opportunity to milk as much money as they can. We can clearly see that.
Think about that. This game was so bad when they released this edition of it. Like, Fallout 4 is a good game. The Anniversary Edition is so busted, they'd release not only multiple patches, but multiple apologies over it. So I gotta admit that I'm a little bit surprised they're like even releasing this so soon. But hey, there it is. It's all 6 of the expansions, hundreds of creator club things. It's odd. But, you know, some of the stuff, great. Indiana Jones.
Look how fast he skipped that, as if that wasn't a big deal. That game haven't even been out for that long, and the Switch 2's getting, and more likely probably get Doom Dark Ages. More power to the Nintendo community for that. Obviously, game key cards is just something Nintendo fans are going to have to accept. I mean, look at that. Fallout, Resident Evil, even though I don't care about Resident Evil, but come on, man. The Switch 2 is getting some big AAA games. And you got people like Dreamcast hating. These are the same games that you be enjoying on PlayStation, but yet for some reason, knowing that Nintendo's getting them, now all of a sudden these games suck.
To talk about something I feel like the games they showed today, I think they're trying to sort of fulfill the promise of the Nintendo Switch 2, right? The graphics of the Nintendo Switch 1 were bad. They're straight up bad. I love my Nintendo Switch 1. I've spent a lot of years traveling, loving my Nintendo Switch 1. But I think anybody can agree the Nintendo Switch 1 didn't exactly have, like, groundbreaking, crazy 4K assets, right?
I mean, my whole thing is that, you know, now mind you, I would prefer for Nintendo themselves to push and show the envelope of why people picked up a Switch. To be honest, it's mostly third-party pushing that envelope for y'all. You know, give them a round of applause, because if it wasn't for these third-party games by Capcom and Xbox, we wouldn't really know the power of the Switch 2. I mean, we'd still be playing games that look like Switch 1 titles. I'm sorry. That's what Nintendo's been pushing out there. Oh, the Mario Ultra Fever look good. But come on, man. That looks like a Wii U game at best. Come on. Let's keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100, Nintendo community. You know I love you, but come on. Let's keep it 100. Let's not stretch this further than the truth. And third party are the only companies really out here showing the graphical capabilities of what the Switch 2 can offer. It is what it is.
So, I think a lot of this presentation was coming out and saying, here's games that now are possible to run on the Nintendo Switch 2. This trailer was absolutely insane. Honestly, I think Requiem looks like the best.
But what's disappointing, though, because it also shows us the fact that if these games are running on Switch 2, then that means these games are not that demanding like these companies are saying. That's my whole thing. Like, I wish you took this video and made it more entertaining like how I do. And, people be like, yeah, Games, I see your point. Like, that's what I'm saying. This is all for good gaming conversation. But you don't do that. You just want a fanboy claim that, oh, the Direct sucks. But, yeah, you're looking forward to the same games on PlayStation. It makes no sense to me. But like I said, right, in regards to that, yes, you know what I mean? It is underwhelming from a person that already played these games or possibly going to play these games on another player. It's not going to force me to buy a Switch 2, guys. I'm just saying. It's just not. You know what I mean? But what is underwhelming to me is the fact that if these games are running on the Switch 2, then that shows you that these games ain't really next gen like a lot of these companies are claiming.
All time, I'm extremely excited to see Atlanta coming back. But I gotta admit that it almost felt like part of this was sort of just saying, look, we can do this now. This is now the era where you can have straight up crazy actual graphics, actual shadows, actual lightings and reflections and stuff on watching like the live stream of it. There was literally the whole comment section was saying blurry. It is weird they even decided to show this because I'm curious about stuff like this, right? There were leaks from Nate the Hate, the world's best leaker right now. Nate the Hate said straight up, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
We knew
it's
this.
Actually coming out.
I told y'all, this was nothing but a glorified PS4 port game. It runs on Unreal Engine 4. I already knew this game. I knew this game was multiplayer. Y'all know, games with another dev. I called, I said, watch, this game's going to pop up in other places. And look what happened.
June 3rd, which is absolutely insane. I'm still in the camp. I love Final Fantasy VII. It's my favorite game of all time, right? I love Remake Part 1. I love Remake Part 2. But the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII is next year, and I'm still very much on that cope train that we're going to get the end of the remake trilogy next year. And it sounds like the next and final piece, it sounds like we could get the whole trilogy coming to Nintendo Switch 2 in 1 year.
But, yeah, because they got to get you guys caught up with the story. I mean, they can't sell the Switch 2 or the Xbox owner the third installment without having you guys play the previous ones. I mean, at this point, it's just a milk job at this point. I mean, Square's just milking it. I mean, it is what it is.
This game, when it launched as a PS5 exclusive, very famously, the game looked kind of rough. Just in the fact that it was such a crazy graphical pushing game. This has maybe some of the best combat of any game of all time, legitimately.
I disagree.
So I was BT laser beam thing. Yay. Oh yeah, Turok Origins. I keep forgetting this game even exists. They keep teasing it. Brother, I don't really know why you're trying to do a gritty, realistic Turok when the whole fun of it was that it was like pretty much a cartoonish game.
Turok is cartoonish? What did I just hear? Did you just... Oh my goodness, did you... What? Oh, you know Turok fans are going to get mad in this chat. Did you... I gotta hit it. There's no...
This game even exists. They keep teasing it. Brother, I don't really know why you're trying to do a gritty, realistic Turok when the whole fun of it was that it was like pretty much a cartoonish game.
You gotta be kidding me. Cartoonish?
So much of this entire piece.
I mean, Turok was known for its hyper-realism, though. Turok 2, 3, those games was not cartoony. What are you talking about?
Was games that they're like, hey, here's a project you didn't know about. And then when I see it, I'm like, okay, I still don't really know if I need to know about it. Oh, look, here's a hide-and-seek dinosaur game. Yes, I'm completely serious. Tokyo Scramble is a game where you're in a subway in Tokyo, it collapses, and dinosaurs are hunting you. And if you get seen, you get eaten. Project Elliot. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. You know, I'm sure this is going to be great. It's the HD 2D games. I love a lot of these by Square Enix. A lot of this presentation, it just felt like it wasn't for me. And I guess that's fine. But I'm just saying that from an entertainment aspect, as a guy who buys
it wasn't for me because it wasn't for Sony.
Nintendo games, as a guy who buys a lot of games on every...
But you like these games when they were Xbox games going to PlayStation, so why can't Nintendo gamers like these games that are Xbox whatever games going to Switch too? That's all I'm asking. If these games was good on Xbox and PlayStation, then why can't these games continue to be good on Nintendo Switch too? And some of these games, even though they're a little older in some cases, but who would have thought Indiana Jones and hopefully Do Dark Ages gets ported over, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, who would have known these games would have popped up there? You feel what I'm saying? Fallout 4, yeah, very likely I could have seen that. But in regards to those, that's very impressive. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they get a South of Midnight. Hopefully they even get a Sea of Thieves, for crying out loud, or even a Forza. That's incredible news, man. You gotta love what Xbox is doing, man. You really do.
System. A lot of these games, I just kind of felt like, oh, okay. Indiana Jones, not a bad game. Oblivion, not a bad game. I just wish they'd had some big surprise. Here's Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition. Here's some sort of even just a shot of Link picking up a sword. Something that said, hey, in our future...
On a third-party direct.
Presentation, we're going to be showing you what Link's up to on his 30th anniversary. But instead, it was kind of just a wet fart.
But none of these were wet farts when they came to PlayStation, though. Y'all act like y'all won the console war when Indiana Jones popped up on the PlayStation 5. I don't want to hear this coming from you. You of all people have no right to disrespect with the Nintendo Direct, considering that you was hyped up for these same goddamn games that dropped off on PlayStation 5. I know y'all laughing in the chat. I'm just trying to be funny with it. You know damn well with your little smirky and your damn dumb-looking face. Dumb-looking face right now. You know damn well you was hyped up for Indiana Jones even though you waited 6 months to play it. You know dang well you was talking highly about that Oblivion when that shadow dropped on your PlayStation. You know dang well Then you play Fallout 4 Anniversary on your PlayStation 5, but now you hating it on the Switch. You know dang well that when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was on your PlayStation 5 as an exclusive, you was out here loving it. Now you hating it. You know damn well. You know? Man, listen, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. I didn't think I would have to make something like this. Now, we got Airbox. We're going to need one for Nintendo. I don't think its sound is Nintendo. Oh, that sounds good, actually. Yeah. Nintendo. Nintendo. There we go, guys. We got another one. We got Airbox. And now we got Nintendo is dead.